Okay,
There we
here we
are.
go. Hi everyone, how's it going? It's me and Papa
Well,
again. We came back.
anyway, we were going to say a prayer. Actually, Marissa just said a prayer and she asked God to get rid of the gnomes and the fairies and everything. Because for the last half hour, right now, if you're looking at your screen, I'm on your right and Marissa's on the left. Well, for the last half hour, it's been bouncing between me on the right and and the left, or cutting Marissa's head off and or making her real small or they'll real big.
Hi.
And it's just been crazy. It's just been crazy. So we probably have some fairies. See, it just popped just like that. I just went from the right side to the left side. They're messing with us. They're just messing with us because we're here to glorify God. So we're about ready to say a prayer, and I'll say a prayer real quick. God, just be with us in this short period of time that we have with those that want to spend some time with us. Be within me, take over my mouth, take over my brain. Be in Marissa, take over her brain, take over her mouth. Let only that to come out that's going to help somebody. Somebody out there needs to hear something today. So we need to keep this short, definitely at an hour or less. So God, take care of us, please. And let us bring your message out that somebody needs to hear out there. Somebody out there needs to hear something today. So let's keep it concise. And thank you again, God, for being with me. And I freely give you my will, that your will be done. So it's your fault now. No, I hate to do that. It's your fault. It's your fault. If I make the wrong decision, I'm doing your will. No, no, no. I'm just having fun with
It
God, and
wasn't
that's
me, it
one
was
thing about.
God. I swear, dropping the gun from robbing the
And you
place.
know
It
what?
wasn't me, God made me do it.
God and Jesus wants us to be funny. He wants us to be happy. He knows that comedy is really important. And I really love that in the Arancha book. In the Arancha book, Jesus taught people, his disciples, to be happy. Just be happy. Just don't let darkness come into your life. Just be happy. Return goodness for evil. Just if somebody comes at you and gives you, just comes down on you, it's just coming down, it's just throwing crap and mud and everything's terrible, 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 just tell them they're wearing a beautiful tie today. Or did you cut your hair? It really looks good. You know, just give the bad person back something good, and it's going to change it. It's going to change it immediately. I would always tickle Tawny because if Tawny was grumpy or she was mad or something, I would tickle her and she'd laugh. And I said, you can't laugh and still be mad. You can't be mad and laugh. So I would try to get her to laugh. So
If
anyway,
people tickle me, I get mad. I don't
yeah,
like being
well,
tickled.
no, I don't like it either. Most people don't, but she loves it. She loves it. She's getting out of that now. She's 10 now. Oh my God, you don't tickle 10-year-olds.
Madison will be 9 next week or the week after.
Yeah, that's right.
She's
Anyway, I don't have anything set up. You're not on screen. There you are. And let's see, you're back on the right side. So anyway,
yeah, and I'm
I
just a
didn't
little
I didn't
eyeball. All I
set
can
up
see is my
any.
eye.
What?
All I can see is my eye. Hopefully everyone can see me. Let me just check YouTube and make sure that YouTube's coming through clear. It may just be my computer that they're messing with just to make me obsessed enough because I'm always obsessed with the electronics. That always stops me from going live or I'll
But
write
you're
a post.
fine.
I'll spend an hour writing a post on Patreon and I'll post it, go to post it, and then the electronics will go nuts and I'll never post the post. So now I've started sending it to my little text string of people that I have. Like I've got like 20 people. Good, it's working fine. There we go. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm right in the middle.
You're good. So
Good.
anyway,
So I'll
I
just
was just
whatever.
saying I don't have a video for us to watch and make comments about, although it might have been good because I told you I got up early this morning and turned on the TV to watch Kennedy. Um, uh,
Kennedy.
in his hit, Robert Kennedy, RFK,
Oh,
Maha,
RFK.
Make
Okay.
America. Yeah, he's going through his confirmation in the Senate hearings, and so I got up to listen to him, and unfortunately, I rolled over on my left side while I was listening, and I'm so deaf. I'm deaf in my right ear, so I can't hardly hear at all when my left ear is down on the pillow, and I
Mhm.
fell asleep. I missed everything, so I'm
Oh,
gonna have
bummer.
to. Yeah, I fell asleep and woke up after noon. So anyway,
That's the
so
benefits of
I'll
being
be watching that
retired and not
later.
having
But
to do anything.
what's that?
I said that's the benefits of being retired and not having to do anything if you don't want to.
No, I don't. I do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I don't owe anybody anything, and so I don't have to worry about going to work and making money and paying for bills or what have you. Everything's for you folks that are young enough. All I can suggest is find a way to own your home when you retire. Make sure you don't have bills. That's all I can tell you. Do whatever it takes to make sure you don't have bills when you retire.
Or
And
have
you're
enough
going to be a
retirement to
whole
pay for
lot
them.
happier. You're going to, not even your house, not anything. You shouldn't owe anything. Granted, you'll probably still have to pay property taxes on your house or whatever, but chances are you're going to get a pretty hefty Social Security check anyway. You know,
That's
it
what I said.
amazes
Or
me.
have a retirement tax.
I make a grand total of about 18,000 a year. A year, 18,000 a year.
How much
There
people
are
make in a
people,
month?
and I've been watching all these things, and people feel bad for other people because they only make $75,000 a year, and I'm going, what? That's four times what I make. That's
You do
four
live in a third
times.
world country, though, so it's a lot cheaper down there, right?
Yeah, but I buy things like this, and it's going to be the cost of the United States, when I buy
Mhm.
nice drinks like that, or I buy this. This is my main food. But you know what? I made some barbecue beef.
Mhm.
I haven't been able to eat meat for a long time, and when I came to visit you this last time, I went to when I was waiting for my car. I walked into a Texas barbecue, and I thought, let me at least try it. Let me
Mhm.
try it. And I ate one. Remember, I brought the
I
rest home
remember.
for you
Yeah,
to
I was
just
so
eat.
excited.
It was really good. Well, I also bought these little boxes made by Chubb or Chubbo or something like that. And it's pulled barbecue pulled pork. Now, I never eat pork. Never, 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 never. Not since I lived in Taiwan. But I don't eat pork. But anyway, Joshua made it up one day and said, "You want some?" And I go, "Okay, I'll try it." And it was good. So anyway, the point I'm going to make is I decided, okay, I'm going to make a chuck roast, and I'm going to tear it all apart so it's barbecued beef. And I bought 1.5 kilos. That's about three. I
2.2
think it's
pounds,
about
maybe 3 pounds.
3 pounds. 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds. So
Mhm.
1.5 is 3.3 pounds. So I bought a chuck roast, 3.3 pounds, and it cost me, let me think, I got to think about this for a second, because it came out, I did all the calculation, it came out to being $3.75 a pound.
Hmm. So like
So
10
I went
bucks.
into the United States, said, what's the average price of a chuck roast in the United States? And it's something like $9 or $8.99 a pound.
Wow.
So yeah, I pay 3.75, and it's all fresh beef. I mean, it's the carne market that's in Topeka, which is about 30 minutes away from me. Um, they just take local beef. All the local beef just is just raised out on grassy fields. And so there's no hormones or anything like that. So all their meat is very, very fresh, very, very fresh. You can generally cut a steak with a fork. I mean, it's so tender. So anyway, yeah, some things are cheaper down here, but what's the most expensive thing you do? You put gas in your car? Well, we don't use a lot of gas. I put gas in my car so that Joshua can take Tawny to school. I make sure that my car is always filled with gas. And it's not cheap down here. If I put 1,000 pesos in, it only fills it up somewhere between half and three quarters. And that's $50. That's $50 for gas. So, but it lasts me about a week or so. So yeah, I've got some expenses, but no bills. And I tell you, you can live a happy life when you don't have bills. Let me put it that way. And I live right on the ocean. I mean,
Yeah.
I live, I don't know if you can see, but right through there.
Yep, there's the
Uh,
ocean. Oh,
yeah,
dream
I
come
mean,
true for me.
I just live right on the ocean, and I'm been real lazy. Normally I take a 2 mile walk, but ever since I came home from Vegas, I've been really lazy. Uh, I said, okay, February 1st, I'm going to start walking again. So I've got a few days to go, and then I can start walking. Anyway, Marissa, is anybody in your field Do you have any
Yeah.
messages for anybody? We don't have to go a full hour. I just
They
have a
wanted
feeling
me to
that there's.
play a song, and I know that we'll get copyright infringed, but we don't monetize our channel anyway, so it doesn't really matter if we
Mhm.
have a music. They wanted me to play a song. I haven't listened to it. I found it on my computer. I've been going through all my old things, and I found it's a song by.
They won't let it. I got a message for you. Somehow it came to me, but it was for you. For it was I think last week. It was on a Wednesday, so I think it was
Uh-huh.
1 week ago. It said, "You cannot play this music. We are not going to post this." And I went to Facebook. It wasn't posted. So whatever
Oh,
you did last week on a Wednesday, you
oh, so they
played
took.
music, and they did not post it because I went to Facebook to see it, find it, wasn't there. Wasn't there.
Wow.
You don't have a post. So I would suggest not playing the music if you want this to be posted.
Well, then I will post it on my Patreon page, you guys. It's Leather and Lace by Fleetwood Mac. And I don't know what I channeled to it. I don't know what I said. There was obviously a message in it that they wanted to get through. But it's a song called Leather and Lace, and then another song by Fleetwood Mac. It's a song obviously that comes on like right after it, I think, on the album. And then there was another song that they wanted me to post. Maybe I'll just play them tonight in class. But I think what I did was I had music going in the background, and I did my meditation, and I streamed it for free because I couldn't get into Zoom last week. So I
Actually, I think
streamed it.
somebody complained. I think somebody complained to Facebook, said the creator of this music or whatever doesn't like that you were using it and you didn't have the right and blah 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 blah. And then so anyway, I should have sent it to you, but I figured it
Yeah,
came to
it's
be
fine.
by mistake. Yeah,
All of
play it
my
on
stuff
your
is on
Patreon.
all my stuff. I love Zoom now. Zoom has an AI in it, and so does Vimeo. I remember I signed up for Vimeo last year with like my last pennies that I had. I paid like the
Yeah.
$900 to get Vimeo, and we were both kind of like, oh, all right, we shouldn't get it. It's the coolest thing. It has an AI in it. It summarizes every single video that I have. I can post it, and it's like, and I'm now going through all of my old books, all of our old recordings, and I'm going into Dropbox because Dropbox now has an AI, and I'm saying, find a video that find an audio in here that talks about this, and it pulls up the audios for us. Remember, I used to store all of our audios in Dropbox, and now it's the transcript, but it pops up when you hit play on the old recordings that we have, and the transcript's like right there, and you can just like copy and paste stuff from the transcript. It's like you would have been able to write our books for free in about probably like a day each. Like but then it wouldn't have been
I
the same
spent
experience, it wouldn't have been the same energy in it and stuff. So anyway,
I
well,
spent
the guys
years
are here.
putting it
We
in.
have, again, the guides are huge, like humongous. And tonight at class,
Wow.
what we're going to do is I think I'm going to go through and see who has new guides. Because what I do is I number everybody. So say there's 50 people there. I have Aaron number them 1 through 50. Whoever's paid, they get a number. And then I just imagine everybody in bleachers. And so when I'm doing the meditation, I'm watching everybody 1 through 50. And I'll see somebody stand up and I'll be like, hey, 47, sit down, get grounded. And like a yoga teacher goes around and kind of adjusts people during class. So I'll be like, oh, hey, 14, you can't get in your body here. We need to remove this block. So I'll just kind of keep an eye on everybody and make sure. But tonight I'm going to see what guides they have behind them, because you had Jesus huge behind you yesterday. Remember, right, with the hands on your shoulder. And then I have had hands on my shoulders. I can feel them. I just don't know who it is. And I keep trying to look in the mirror, and I think it's Sophia, but that's maybe just my mind saying, oh, it's Sophia. But we all have these guides right behind us. But what it feels like they're going to do, and this is what I keep seeing them do to you today, Papa, is they pick you up by the shoulders and they go, and you're like a rug, and you're like going, like going back and forth, and they're shaking you out, and then they're going to go and throw you on their back, and then they're going to piggyback ride us. And I don't know what that means. I just keep seeing it over and over, but they grab you by your shoulders, they shake you out, all this stuff flies off you, and then they go, and then you get on their back, and then I see me, they're going like just like shaking me out. So tonight when we have class, like Wednesday night class is always like my experimental time. I like to, everybody's intuitive, everybody can see, everybody, or they want to be able to see. So I'm always like people like that are very open, so I can see their fields. So tonight I'm going to see if everybody's getting shaken out like a rug.
You know what they just put in my head? I don't
What?
know if it's real or not, but it wasn't my thoughts.
Uh-huh.
When you give your will to the Father, He's taking you and shaking out all the bad stuff. He's throwing you on
Oh,
His back and carrying you.
so that's the
what just
Father that's
came.
behind us.
It's the Father. That's what
Peter's
happens
like,
when you
bingo,
give.
bingo, bingo. He's like tiny, and he's down there. He's like
Yeah, that's
this
what
big.
came in my head. And you say sometimes I do channel, so I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
no, that's definitely
So
absolutely true.
I think
Peter
that
will.
was a metaphor. That rug was a metaphor for giving your will over to the Father, because He's going to
So,
shake everything out of you, and you're on His back.
well, Jesus has delivered us to the Father. Is what Jesus's job was, to round up basically all these rugs, all the rugs, and or all the people, and round us up so that we are then available for the Father to pick us up and throw us on His back. Because I see the world like exploding, like, and I see him. He's kind of like in shoes, and he's walking across lava, and like we're like barefoot, and we're tiny, and if we fall in the lava, we just go and we die. And I see the earth, the world is not going into World War III. Peter says it's not going to be because Trump did anything. It's
No.
the world as we knew it will cease to exist in the matter of about 17 days. No longer, it will not be the same. It'll never be the same. And we say this
Yeah.
a lot. We know this.
Valentine's Day.
Peter says
Valentine's Day.
we say this a lot because it's true. We're living in an ascension cycle. You all chose to come to this planet so that you could ascend with a planet. No one has ever ascended with a planet in one lifetime. People will die, go to the heavenly realms, quote unquote, heavenly realms in the fourth dimension, and then they'll come back and they'll live another life, and they'll go die and then come back and die and come back. But never has Earth gone from being hell to being heaven while people were alive in their bodies. They've never been
Wow.
able to be alive while the switch was made, where it goes, you lived in hell for the last 26,000 years, and now you're going to live in heaven for 3,000, and then you're going to get to make a choice again, and then you're going to keep going up. So we're going through the different layers of heaven, and we're going into the first layer of heaven at this point. We went into a layer of heaven, the astral plane, back in 2012, 2019, right before quote unquote COVID. We went into a layer of hell in essence. And basically that was due to the fact that we were creator beings that could create instantly, and we just created negativity because everybody looks for the most negative thing. Everybody looks at a situation and goes, what's the worst thing that could possibly happen here? What is the worst thing that could happen? Okay, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for this worst thing. Well, guess what? That kind of thinking is going to create the worst possible thing for you every single time. This time you have to learn, retrain your brain, retrain that flesh in that head of yours to not think of the worst possible thing, because your life will not be fun. We're telling you, it will not be fun. Mark our words. Your life will not be fun. If your biggest fear is losing a loved one, so just
Bingo.
stop thinking that. Stop thinking it, because you can affect other people's lives in this way, and you can be protected from other people's thoughts in this way. And this is what we want to tell you. We want to tell you. It's funny. He says, get on your magic carpet. He says, there's a magic carpet. Just imagine a magic carpet underneath you. That's the carpet they're shaking out. We're the rug. Today it's all about rugs, I guess, carpets. And I was vacuuming earlier too, and they did the metaphor about the Bissell and the Sharky. How funny.
Yeah.
So you have a magic carpet. Just imagine this magic carpet. Think of the Muslims. They get down on their prayer rug. Just think of this as like your prayer rug, your protection rug. This is a rug that will keep you safe from the grid of the earth. So the grid of the earth is, like we've said before, kind of like barbed wire fence that lies just beneath the surface of the earth. And the angelics and I, this is the Father talking, and I place frequencies or music into that grid. And that grid plays a certain type of music, and everybody on the earth starts going. And then I change it and they start going all at the same, because everybody moves to the beat of the earth because you're on the earth. If everybody goes in, and then the music that I put in there is classical, and people start just swaying, but then there's people that hate classical and start going rah, 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 rah. Those are the people that start to mess up the consistency of the frequency of the earth, and they start to tear holes in the earth's grid. And this is where the collective consciousness starts to seep in, and the earth becomes very negative. And it's like a false reality. Disney created a false reality. There's many people, the Windows guy, he created a false reality. There's many people who create these false realities for their consciousness to fall into, because they don't want to be part of the grid of the earth. They don't want to be part of the collective. So they create these false realities that other people can fall into. Like Peter's like, get it? Windows? Ha ha ha. Like, what's that guy's name? Bill Gates?
Gates? What about him?
He created a false reality. He's created a completely false reality that people's light is like getting sucked and falling into. Has something to do with the Vatican. And then Disney also created a false reality that they use people's light in order to continue to survive. The entities that run that whole conglomerate. But they create these false realities for people to fall into. And that means when you fall into a reality, you take your light with you. Just as yesterday we discussed the movie theater. When you're sitting and watching a movie, you're watching the movie, you're shining your light on that movie screen. But when you fall into it, your light, your consciousness, and everything falls into the movie screen with it and is no longer out there. You have light up there, but you're missing it in the fourth dimension. So what's happening is all the people that have fallen into these false realities, have fallen to what's that word that they use? Not collective. Oh my gosh,
The collective?
this is my brain. I'm trying to think of it. It's the stories that the media tells. Oh my gosh, what's the word? The narrative. Sorry, narrative. I'm like, come on, guys. The narratives. There's the narratives. There's the things that people say, and there's the stories that people say are going on, and people go, "Oh, that's true," and they fall into it. Now their light is in there. Their higher self is up there, going like, "Code 11 or 911. We can't get a hold of the guy down there." And so Jesus is in charge of rounding all those little lights up out of the screen and pulling them back up. Now, once you're up, and if you don't want to get sucked into a false reality, you can imagine yourself quite literally on this magical carpet. Imagine yourself on a magical carpet when you're praying. If you're starting to feel like you are out of control of your life, you can merely just sit down in a meditative pose. Imagine this little rug under you. It can be made out of gold or silver or whatever you want it to be made out of, and just kind of imagine it beginning to lift up off the ground. And as it begins to lift up off the ground, what it's doing is it is actually a shield that you are placing between you and the earth. And it is connected to the earth, but it's not connected to any false realities. It's connected to the Christ consciousness. And anything connected to the Christ consciousness, yes, can fall into the Antichrist consciousness. That's the one danger of being in Christ consciousness and not being up in the I am. Once you're in the I am, you're above the Christ consciousness, and there's really no choice. You're outside of duality. But the Christ consciousness, Antichrist consciousness, this is fear, love, fear, love, fear, love. So if you're on the little rug and you're connected to the Christ consciousness, you can't be affected by the frequencies of the earth. You'll have no desire really to watch anything outside of you. Have no desire to see, unless they're inspirational things like us. Peter's like us. That was funny. Rosemary's like, "You're not beautiful. I'm beautiful." And she's like posing like this. Mm-hmm. Oh, Rosemary's pretty today. Her teeth aren't all jacked up. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, her teeth are all messed up. Sometimes they're not. And then Paul is here, by the way. Mark is here, and John just walked in, and Rosemary's rolling her eyes. James is also here. All the apostles are here. Luke is here, but he's microscopic, and he's inside of the tail of a dinosaur. That's weird. He's literally at the very end of the tail of a dinosaur.
Poor
I know.
Luke.
He's so tiny. Wait, Luke, are you a dinosaur? He says. He's like, he's showing me what time he's in. He's in prehistoric times. He's like talking so tiny. He's like, "I'm in the past." Let me get closer. He goes, "Thank you." I got it close to him. He says, "I'm in the past." He says, "I'm showing you the dinosaur because that's prehistoric times. There's the primordial self that we are. And I am the primordial self of that which you are and that which your father is." And what's primordial mean?
Primordial. That's like dinosaur time. It's before our history.
Yeah, he's saying I'm your primordial self, and your primordial self will always exist within your field because I'm what you came from. So if I'm what you came from, and then I'm the consciousness in which you came from and broke off of, after he says, I break away from God, I become my own collective consciousness and start in a life that I am in the state right now where I haven't lived a life, where I'm just in my primordial self. But you can access that self, and that self is susceptible to the earth, but it's not susceptible to things that are going on in society because it's timeless. So it's timeless, and you can not be affected by the world around you. There's so many people at this point that are just absolutely losing their minds. They think that the world is coming to an end. They think that wars are going to break out. They think that somehow the earth is going to be worse off than it was for the last few years. So this is not the case. But understand that at this point, it doesn't matter who's in charge. It doesn't matter who the president is. Those that are in charge have decided what it will be, and then they find someone that will support that. Understand that the earth is going to do what the earth does in the dualistic reality, in the dualistic world. If you choose to live in it, your life is not going to be fun. You must disconnect from the collective narratives. You must disconnect from everybody else's opinions, thoughts, reasoning, and all these things. and begin to reflect on yourself, begin to reflect on your family, begin to reflect on your landscape. We keep saying this, your landscape. This is the Father talking right now. He says, the landscape in which you live in your head. When you close your eyes at night, when you close your eyes during the day, if you meditate, what landscape do you see? Do you see a beautiful landscape around you? Or do you see broken down cars piled on top of each other in a junkyard? Do you see a city street with steam coming out of the ground? What is your landscape? What does your head look like at this point? What your head looks like will be where you end up after the 14th, because you'll be pulled into the reality in which you have your toe dipped into. So bring yourself into this magical carpet, if you want to call it that, or just call it it's called a divinity rug. He's calling it a divinity rug. And it just imagine, say, I'm now on my rug, and imagine it lifting up, and you'll actually kind of feel like your hands tingling, your feet tingling. You may feel your chest tingling. You may feel like a happy cry feeling coming in, because this rug is quite literally the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit. It's rising you up with inside of your own body. It's bringing you up into a state whereby you can not only bring the Holy Spirit from the lower abdomen where it resides up into the heart, but it reconnects you back with your higher self, with your soul, with your consciousness, with everything, and disconnects you from the torturous frequencies that the earth brings. It's so loud. It is so obnoxious. It is so hard to listen to that many, oh my God, they're saying many are losing their hearing. Which side did you
I
lose your
lost
hearing
my
on?
hearing.
Yeah, on the right.
I
The right
lost
is
my
the physical
hearing.
side.
What?
The right is the physical side of us. So the right is going to be the side where if we're divinity and we're living in the left side of us and we're looking into a mirror on the right, that mirrored us thinks it's us. It thinks it is us. Like it'd be like looking in a mirror and the mirrored image of you going like, oh, sweet, I'm a person, and then just walking away. And you're like, wait, come back. You're my reflection. You're not supposed to run away. And so then our reflection runs away, kind of like the gingerbread man. Can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. And we're like running around all over the place. And we're like, hey, reflection, get back over here. You're going to go run amok in my field. And whatever our reflection does, it affects us. So the whole point is, as a soul reflecting into a mirror within our heart, is to recollect ourself that kind of fell into the mirror and was just like, oh, woo, I'm a real being. I'm a real boy. I'm a real girl. And so what you must do is just ask to be taken into your heart, ask to reflect into the right side of yourself, and then ask me, ask the Father, ask Christ, ask the angels, ask whoever you resonate with the most to heal all the pieces of your reflection that need to be healed so that it can come back to you. Because this is the piece of this channel that left. She said, I'm not going back. I'm over this. I don't want to be her anymore. It's her reflection. If the reflection leaves, you're still alive. You just don't have a reflection of self to, in essence, experience life through duality, because you can experience one way here, another way here, reversed. And it really brings a lot of multidimensionality to us, to where we can experience a whole lot more when there's two of us within us. But some disconnect from that side of themselves. And this ends up in ailments and things of this sort. In this case, this channel, her higher self took over that side, but has since returned the reflection to her. But understand that, Joe, you're not hearing because the earth is loud. It's very loud. And as the earth shifts, your hearing will likely come back after the 14th. Oh, that's good to know.
Well, you know what? I've brought this up many times. God healed me when I had a very bad back, by telling me what to do. So I have that feeling within me that I can always ask, and I have. I said, okay, God, this here doesn't work, So if it's meant to be, I guess it's meant to be. But if you have any way of fixing this, I sure would appreciate it. And it hasn't been fixed. So I accept it, that there's some reason why. And I even did a prayer last night. I remember I was sitting at the table and eating my whatever I eat at dinner, and toasted cheese sandwich, I think. And I was saying, God, if somebody put a curse on me so that I can't hear, can you please come into my snow globe and cut that cord? Cut it.
Good.
So that it does not exist anymore. It just doesn't exist anymore. And I was kind of hoping after I did that prayer that all of a sudden I'd hear, but I haven't heard. So there's some reason why I can't hear out of my right ear right now. And I accept it. I accept it. I accept
Well,
it
the
because
guide's
I know.
talking our right ear. The guide's talking
What's
our
that?
right ear. And so you may
Well,
be
if I can't
blocking.
hear, I can't hear anything in my right ear. I got nothing. There's not a, can't get anything at all. So I assume that they'll fix me when it's
Yeah,
time to
the
be
frequency of the earth is changing.
fixed.
They're saying
What's
it's
that?
changing. It's going to be less painful to be in the earth and have the frequencies that we're hearing. It's just so loud. Think of hell. When they show pictures of hell and you see all the souls like going like "Ooh," like yelling and screaming, like that's the
Yeah.
point of the earth right now. We're in this point where it's going from hell to heaven. So all of these souls that are just like suffering, and that's our mission. We're here to round up all those souls and be like, hey, get out of hell and go to heaven. Like, come on, let's go. Come on, move it, move it, move it. The earth is leaving. Let's do this. Jump on, take a ride. And so that's why if you happen across this today and you never watch us and you're just hearing this right now, like make the jump. Say, okay, I don't know if I'm in hell or not, but if I am, please take me. I want to go. I want to go to heaven. And that doesn't mean you're going to die. Some people are like, oh, woo, we're going to die. No, we're not going to die. We're
I
moving
know
from one
people like
conscious
that.
level to the next while we're still alive. That's the whole point. All the people that couldn't hack the energy have passed away over the last few years. And they just didn't want to be part of a 5D reality. They want to be part of a 3D reality. So they died so they could stay in the afterlife and then they could come back to another planet that has all the things: sex, drugs, rock and roll, pain, fear, anger, self-destruction, all of these things that for some reason souls like to experience that because they like the glory of making it through that and then becoming Christed and then being able to love themselves and forgive themselves. So all of you are kind of over that and you want to go up into the 5D, but a lot of people unfortunately will be passing away over the next couple of weeks because the ones that wanted to stay to the very end right before it switched will in essence stay as long as they can, and then they'll say, I'm just going to go ahead and stay here in these dimensions. And this doesn't mean that you'll never see them. This doesn't mean you'll never see them because that them is not real. Neither is the you that's going in the fifth dimension. This is just a duplicate, a carbon copy of you. That all of you are all the way up there with us, and we are in a true reality, a true space, a true place that knows no fear, that knows no anger. That is, you can kind of look at it like a space station almost, but it's not. It looks like a space station to you in your mind, but that's where you get kind of beamed into, and then that's where you kind of beam from there into this reality. If you want to look at like a virtual reality or like a video game or something, that's kind of where you're sitting there with your remote playing the game, dictating what's going on, or you're the gamekeeper, like Hunger Games, like pulling the cords and causing little traps to come out for you. So there's that piece of you up there that is the father, that is watching over everything and dictating everything. And then in that fatherness, in the father, we all exist with each other as separate beings within God. And that is the glory of it. So don't worry if somebody passes away, if you lose somebody, it's going to be very painful not having them here with you on this trip that you've taken together. But once you get to where you're going, you will all be together again. And so that's why religion, it's a little silly to say, oh, don't talk to that person because they're not going to go to heaven. We want them to go to the same heaven as us. You mean the same hell is what you're saying. If you are going to have your children or people that you love excluded from your life and you're going to have to live without them in order to threaten them to come back to a God that is so angry that it won't allow beings into its heaven unless they're a certain way. And that's because it can't live off their energy. If it doesn't dedicate its soul to them, if it doesn't hand their soul over to them, that being cannot live off their energy. So they don't want anything to do with it. There's a lot of religions that are like that. But what we will say is Sophia is here. She has something to say and she's running healing through your head, Papa. She's like plunging it. Looks like she's plunging your crown chakra.
Is she trying to fix my ear?
And then Peter's like, don't touch the ear though. Don't touch the ear. So your right ear is where Madison says that's where her door is to the outside. And she says that when she goes out her right ear, that's when it gets really loud and she doesn't like it. She says she doesn't like it, but she has to be in the future to leave out of her ear. I mean, she's giving me, I'm going to start doing a daily show with her, but not publish it because I don't want her online. She's too young. But I mean, her and I got to do something. I mean, she sees everything I see, everything, the whole everything. And I don't even do like leading questions. Like this morning I said, Madison, here, she did something and she goes, can we have little bites for lunch? And I said, Madison, that's full of dyes. You guys don't want that. And she goes, but we can heal it. Didn't you say that blessing food is better than just, like being like, didn't you say that we could just bless the food and then we could put Reiki in it and it'll be fine? And I was like, well, yeah, but that's like, it's like worst case scenario. If you're enough, I don't want you to eat the dyes. And she goes, look, mommy, look at it. And they're these little muffins that have like red dye, yellow dye that they're making, that JFK is making illegal right now. And it's illegal in other countries. kids ADHD. But anyways, they don't have it down in Mexico. And well, she saw exactly what I was seeing. I saw like a rock with these little black spots in it. And then she goes, Mommy, just put a snow globe over it. So she pulled the snow globe over it. I watched her go like this, boom. I watched the snow globe go down over it. And she goes, it's turning purple. And I was literally, as she was saying that, I was seeing it turn purple. I didn't say it out loud. And then I saw it get all white. And she goes, see, now we can eat them. And I said, well, Madison, you're going to be in charge of blessing our food every night. Okay. You're going to pull a snow globe over our food and you're going to bless it. But she's been listening to me her whole life, if you figure it, and she's been just picking up on stuff. And now she's just got, now that she's almost 9, she's got like, I think her soul in her, and she's just full blown, can heal stuff and see stuff. It's fun. I'm excited. But the magic carpet, guys, get on that. Get on your rug. Imagine it. They're saying to imagine it gold. But I think I'm saying that because you said the thing about Trump liking gold. I think that's probably why I'm seeing it gold. But I don't know. I can't make it any other color for myself. And it'll just disconnect you from the earth because the earth is going bye-bye. Peter says, talk about the aliens. What about the aliens? He goes, they're all going to die. Wait, what do you mean? He says, if they don't have light in them, they're going to go with the old planet. Everything that isn't of the light is going to stay with that earth and it's go down. He says, that means like the politicians like Obama, he's definitely a reptilian. Like, I don't know if he's taken over by one or if he was born as one or whatever. And then like, what's her name? The old president, the president that cheated with Monica Lewinsky, his wife, she has like gray energy. Yes. Yeah. They have definitely energy. And I said, are they going to die? He says, no, the aliens are just going to die. The people that have them in them will like be freed from those beings. So if you hang on to love, forgiveness, compassion, strength, hope, if you have an entity, if you have an attachment, if you have something in you that was eating your light, it won't be able to exist as long as you can go up in the upper chakra system and you can begin to exist there without freaking out and basically not being like, oh my God, I'm hearing things, I'm seeing things. Oh, my chest is going to explode. Oh my gosh, my head feels so weird. I'm going to die. Well, don't do that because that will create that. But those beings are going to be gone. They're going to be gone because they're 2D, 3D, and 4D beings. They're going to be gone. So this earth is going to be very different. Politicians are going to change. Actors are going to change. People are just going to go, and they're going to become a different person because they won't have those attachments that they've had for their entire lives. That's interesting.
Well, that's great. Well, I hate to say it, time goes by pretty quick. I think we're at about 40 minutes.
Yeah, we are.
Why don't we just have a wrap up? You've talked for about the last 20 minutes. Is there a theme or a I know I'm not thinking of the word. What's the final word? Wrap up everything that you've said today and put it into a short statement. And
Abraham's here for that.
What's the
Abraham
not the
says,
plot? Yeah, go ahead.
It's a synopsis or something like a summary.
Yeah, whatever.
So Abraham's here. Abraham says, I'm the closest thing in your field to an AI. What? I am information. I'm information, and that is all I am. I'm information, and I enter in not as a language model. That's funny because AI is always like, I'm just a language model. He says, you're the language model. You're the one that distributes the information that I give you into your field, and then you then distribute it to the other people. He says, I am you and you are me. Many of the religions on the planet today say that they're based upon me, but they're speaking of a different Abraham from the Bible. I am the A that you channel. I am the A. Oh, they always say that I channel A. And I'm like, is it a note? Like, what is it? He says, I'm the A that you channel. So I will channel through you now and bring a message to these fine individuals that are here today. He says, and Jeremy is here. Remember Jeremy and Andrew?
Oh yeah. They're our first
here.
ones.
Yeah,
wow.
It's all the old guys. They're saying that they're all ascending the planet. They're not staying behind.
Well, Jesus told us that he would come in as Andrew or whatever, because you were too afraid to face Jesus.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You had
but they're all like little fragments of that Christ energy that, like, once you create something in a creation reality, it's created. Once you reflect on that mirror, that reflection is there forever and it can take off and it can do whatever it wants. So these guides are like Jesus looking in the mirror and the reflection is created and it's like, okay, got it. I'm going to go do that. whatever was going through his mind when the reflection was made, it's like, boom, okay, it's frozen in time right there. It doesn't get updated. It doesn't have anything new in it, but it's whatever was reflected on the mirror at that time. And they're all running around on the right side of our body. They're all just like running around, because everything that we are, that Abraham says, everything that you are, everything that will ever be, anything that ever was, anything that's in parallel lifetimes, past lives, present lives, future lives, in between lives, everything is inside of you. There is nothing that lives outside of you. Absolutely nothing. For those of you that can see or feel, ask, say, please show me what is outside of me. I am now the me that lives outside of me. And you'll just crickets, nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing. It is when you enter into your body that you're in creation, and everybody else is within you as well. So if you have a problem with somebody, if you have an issue with somebody, you'll feel it. You'll feel that anger inside, or you'll feel the pulling at your throat, or the tight chest, or the head swirling, because everybody that you know is within you. Everybody that you don't know is also within you, but the people that you don't know are within that Earth's collective, which is why we're giving you that rug to rise up above the earth so that you don't get affected by those that you don't know. Because you are God, God is you, but turning your will and your life over to God is very much important, because you are a reflection of yourself that thinks that it is you. And that you is the one that's in charge of learning that it needs to come back and say, okay, I give my will over to you. I'm not just going to be a reflection running around doing crazy things and doing what I want to do, because that's the whole point of coming down here, is to get to be a reflection and get to not remember that you're God, and get to not remember that you created this, and get to not remember that there's divinity, and to not remember that there's God. And really, you don't get blamed. You have nothing that really gets held against you at the point of decreation, uncreation, depixelization, whatever you want to call it, when you're uncreated. No one holds anything against that reflection of yours, because that reflection is just that. It's just a reflection. You have no control over it. So that reflection is what needs Christ. That reflection is what needs God. And you are in that reflection. And even if you've done bad things, even if you've done horrible things, remember, you're in the reflection. So once you enter into the true self, the whole self, the I am, my I am, the true real you, that is when you will go, oh, wow, I do forgive myself. I crucify myself and I become that which I am, my I am. And that self that was running around like a crazy person, I'm just going to go ahead and forgive them because they didn't know any better. And that's what you have to do to everybody that's wronged you, everybody that's wished you bad, everybody that's hurt you, everybody that's chanted that you be cursed because you're evil, or you be cursed because you're this. These prayers that people say over here on this right side of the body can affect you greatly on the right side. So we are releasing from you, Joe, today, any repetitive thought patterns that people are thinking about you that are creating loudness over on the right side. We are creating a cushion effect within that, so that if somebody thinks something of you, they immediately think of you, it immediately rebounds, hits my chest, it's Jesus, hits my chest, shoots back over to them as divine unconditional love. Not to condition them to think bad things about you, where they'll go, oh, every time I think bad things about Joe, I get good juju around me because love gets sent to me. No, this is bringing their vibration up so they'll stop thinking the negative, repetitive things. So understand that family has a bigger effect on us, people that we've been married to, people that we've been with, that maybe think things that aren't of the highest order about us, those can affect us. And everybody has that happen to them. Everybody. It's just right now in these next few weeks and over the last few months that we've been affected, mostly because we're actively inside the right side of our body, trying to collect all the pieces of us to take them over to the left side, where we are our higher self and we are our I am consciousness. So I, Abraham, am who stands behind you, stands behind this channel, stands behind all the people, the 1,183 people in the soul group, or the 1,183 souls in the soul group. And that would be the 1,183 reflections of souls. So those reflections are all part of me. I am in charge. I am the ward. I am the warden. I am the one trying to help you all out so that you can feel safe. How will you feel after these next 2 weeks? However you want to feel. Just like you, Joe. You do what you want to do. No stress, no bills. You just do what you want to do. And you've created this for yourself because this was your heaven. So you've created your heaven. Yeah. Now, if something else being involved is your heaven, then start to think of it. Start to think of it. Start to visualize it. You know how to do that. Just visualize it. And then you'll see it begin to come into fruition. So you're a very powerful manifestor, Joe. So just begin to see that, know that, and begin to start to ask to hear what you should be hearing. Hear what is for your highest and best good. Allow yourself to begin to hear if somebody is thinking these thoughts, but we have them blocked. We have them blocked now so that they will rebound back over to them. And we will not say who it is. There's a few people and they don't hate you. They're just jealous. A lot of people are very jealous. And understand and know that jealousy is by far the worst human emotion that can be inflicted upon another human being. It is the worst. It kills people. It hurts people. So if you are a jealous person, please do not be jealous.
It's the 10th commandment. That's the 10th commandment. Yeah, 10th commandment is
don't covet another person's wife.
Don't envy your neighbor's wife or his pig or his cow. Basically, it says, be happy with what you got. Don't be jealous of what others have.
It will like rape our energy system. It just hurts the other person. Yeah. It hurts you. It's a very, 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 very destructive emotion, and it needs to be eradicated from the earth. And it will be. There won't be a lot of jealousy once the planet shifts. It's going to take about 5 or 6 years of the earth kind of regulating and being in that dimension where people are going to go like, whoa, I was just wishing for this and I just thought it within 3 seconds. It's going to be very, very strange for people because people think, oh, hard work takes time. You need to work hard in order to make money. No, not anymore. It's just, you think it comes. You think it comes. Unless, of course, your belief is everything's hard. Nothing's going to be easy. You need to work hard for your money. Then it will be. But you just have to shift your beliefs, shift your ideas, and ask me each day. Ask me, Abraham, or ask the Father, or ask your guides. Ask anyone here on this side, it's for your highest and best good, to begin to teach you how to live in an upper dimensional reality. Teach you how to live and thrive within this upper dimensional reality, because it's going to be weird. We'll just say that it's going to be very, very weird. And many of you have had a preview of it. Many of you lived it in 2020, and many of you are beginning to feel it again. 2018 to 2020, you began to live it. This channel lived it. You all lived it in a sense, but then went down and crashed and burned in 2020. But you're back where you were, and all of you are here to plant seeds and to help others thrive in this reality. We bless you. We love you. And each one of you who is here today listening to this, please understand and know we are sending this star. They're sending a star. It's like a little star is flying out. It's landing on people's heads. And just accept your star self. Accept your star self into you now, because that star is the initial star that you are. And that star sits up in the sky, and a little piece of it, a little piece of the dust from that star is your light, and it is your spark. And it will burn bright forever because it is self-generating. That light is self-generating. When the star falls, that's when it becomes a sun. It burns out. It needs other people in order to fuel it. But ask for your original star, and we'll send this to each of you listening to this live now. We're sorry we cannot do it for those that are not listening live, but we'll do it right now, sending you your star. So I accept my star if it's for my highest and best good, and I allow it into my life. Amen. It doesn't look like the Star of Bethlehem. It looks like the North Star to me. Interesting. I'll take my star. Bring it. Okay. And then I think we're done. Oh, and my battery's about to die too.
Yeah. Just tell people how they can reach you tonight on
oh yeah. So my class is, tonight I'm doing readings from 4 to 6, because I owe all my $300 Patreons readings. And I'm starting my new class, the ABCs. So go to my Patreon. You'll get all the announcements. It's free. You don't have to sign up anymore. And the cool thing about Patreon is you can sign up under like a fake name if like you're weird about spirituality and you don't want everybody to know like who you are. And like I had a fake name on my thing, and I finally came out of the closet like a year in on social media and stuff, and changed my name back to my name. But it's like some people are just weird and they're private. You can put whatever name you want on Patreon, and you can be a member, follow my posts, and then I post content every single day, meditations, exercises, Demi does. And then and then I do classes very frequently now. And and I post these. And Patreon also has an RSS feed, so you can hear me on your podcast too if you sign up for that. But I'll be announcing class, and I'll be giving you the Zoom link. So please come tonight. It'll be fun. And that's it.
What is that?
discoverintuition.com is my website. Patreon.com. And yes, it's spelled wrong. It's supposed to be patron, but they spelled it patreon.com/discovering intuition. Or you can just search my name on Patreon and you'll see it. So anyways, that's it.
Cool. All right. Well, break a leg. Have a good show tonight.
Break a leg. I always think about Peter. That ow.
Okay. Well, have a good.
I'm going to end this before it dies. I still have 2%, but still 2% is nothing. Okay, Papa, love you. Nice talking to you before the show and stuff like that. I'll see you tomorrow. My goal is 11:30 each day. But today, obviously. It's still, all you can see is my shoulder blade in the camera on the StreamYard. It's just messing with us, but at least it came out fine on YouTube. Okay, guys,
I think it
everyone,
came out.
see you tonight. Hopefully, if you can't afford class, please just come and we'll work something out. I do trades. You can do like a little post for me on social media on my page. I don't make you post on your page, like make little pictures with a quote or something like that. Like I'll do trades. Just work something out with me. And if you can't get a hold of me before class because I don't have an assistant, just come to class. I'll leave the link up there. Just come and then we can work it out later. Okay. Because I'm not going to be answering the phone before class. Okay. Bye. Have a great day. God bless.
Okay. Bye. Bye, everybody.